Imagine if the talent tree of Path of Exile, the art style of old Game Boy Color games and the gameplay of a bullet hell got frisky one night, blending together in a highly complex and addictive experience. Talented is a pixelated, customization heavy action roguelike, which sees us pick one of 6 heroes, drop down on a 4-lane map, which looks like a huge plus, and defend our position against waves of enemies, which give us experience points we then spend in an incredibly large and randomly designed talent tree. After an early access period, a tad over a year, it fully released at the end of last year to very positive reviews. So let's join me and together we explore Talented. With the few heroes, each with their own playstyle, skills and talent trees, we launch into various short runs, facing 20 waves getting increasingly more difficult while we unlock tough and well thought out challenges and an endless mode as additional game content. With each wave giving us multiple level ups, each worth a skill point, we throw those into the talent tree, which is shrouded and unfolds gradually the further we progress, seeing us unlock powerful upgrades, stat boosts, or even go down a dead end, wasting our valuable talent points. With up to 4 usable skills each character can use through different means, we use the simple attack patterns as a filler to stop the enemy creatures from advancing towards us. If enough enemies during a wave reach us and our health points reach the 0 mark, we completely reset the run, losing nearly all progress. Through a tiny meta progression, each hero gains additional levels, unlocking special talent packages we can encounter during a run and passives we choose at the start of a new attempt. To unlock not only all heroes but also the passives for each one, we have to start up new runs, seeing us pitted against waves coming from 4 directions. At 4 possible speed levels we can choose to make each run faster or less challenging. Only being able to attack in one direction, we have to choose, calculate and maneuver our character's playstyle, which vastly changes on the chosen talents, skills and of course heroes, since every single character has a unique fighting style, and I mean unique. The warrior, for example, uses a short broadsword to kill his enemies, being easily overwhelmed with too many enemies rushing towards him. With his talent tree we can unlock skills to enlarge him, hitting far more opponents from a lane, use skills to spin around, hitting every enemy in a whirlwind, or throw axes towards the creatures out of range, to name a few examples. While the warrior skills are usable through a resource called Rage, which he gains by hitting enemies or getting damaged himself, the mage uses mana points, which gradually regenerate. His spells range from fireballs, burning enemies and tornadoes pushing back our opponents, to circling orbs damaging everyone they touch. The ranger has no resource in that regard, but his skills have a limited amount of uses per night, refreshing once the wave is over and we visited the talent tree. We can focus the ranger's fighting style on missiles or fill his talent trees with passive quiver abilities, shooting more arrows in 1 second than Legolas in the whole trilogy. The playstyles vary heavily, while the true customization of each character can be found in the brilliantly thought out talent trees. There we encounter passive stat boosts like a higher attack damage, more crit chance or longer attack range, rare boons to empower character specific functions like shooting more arrows or setting up gravestones which poison enemies with the summoner, while the unique buffs can make or break whole runs. Sprinkled throughout these visibility limited talent trees are more active skills we can unlock, seeing us weave our way through this incredible grid of talents. Leveling up heroes as a whole through successful runs sees us unlock further talent packages we can encounter, changing whole sections of the talent tree according to our chosen specification, giving us even more choice and freedom of our playstyle. With all these different fighting styles and countless talents to take advantage of, the replayability value of Talented can be easily found, especially with the mastery system. This ramping up difficulty setting unlocks the next difficulty level once we beat the current stage, which gets increasingly more difficult. I for one blasted through the first levels with ease, while around Mastery 13 it got really dicey, which brings me to one negative of the game. The meat and bones of Talented are the playable heroes, and it felt incredibly satisfying unlocking each and every one of them, except for the Alchemist, which was locked behind a successful Mastery 15 run. It took me a little over 8 hours to reach and master level 15, which might be a tad too difficult or frustratingly placed for a few players, seeing them giving up on unlocking the last hero, missing out on one more fighting style, which, to be fair, is brilliant. This would be a shame, since for every hero there are multiple challenges, which are not only well thought out, but highly lucrative, seeing us unlock skins and new talents to obtain. You see us, for example, fight as the warrior with an increased rage accumulation, while we lose health at max rage, seeing us fear what we would strive for in a normal run. Or another challenge sees us try to reach the end of the talent tree, while running out of talent points means game over, becoming more of a planned out riddle than a fighting test. With all these features of the game and the surprisingly addictive base game routine, Talented excels in creative bullet hell shenanigans, while the art style and soundtrack might for some feel outdated, but for me it activated so much nostalgia, resulting in me looking for my old Game Boy Color, sadly in vain. Thanks, Mom! Regardless of that, Talented is brilliant and highly recommended for anyone who grew up in the last century and loves tough roguelike challenges. Would you agree with my verdict? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to finally wash the dishes, they've soaked enough in the sink.